It's the Justin Rubin Show!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Justin Rubin, and this is the Justin Rubin Show. Today I'm going to be talking about a project that I've been working on for some time. It's based on a piece of music by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. It's K411, an Adagio in B-flat major. For those of you that don't know it, it's a piece for 2 clarinets and 3 basset horns. And for people that don't play clarinet, often they don't know about this piece. It's from Mozart's Masonic music period, and it's one of my top 5 pieces of music by Mozart all time. I'll put up a top 5 list here. And the piece, I thought about it for years now that I wanted to make a piano arrangement, because in September I'm planning on doing a recital for piano, and I wanted to do some pieces by Mozart and some Haydn and some Schubert. And I have done a lot of pieces that are theme and variations, and I've done a lot of pieces well, not a lot of pieces, but some pieces that complete incomplete pieces by other composers. Oh, the computer just went like that. And so I decided about a month ago or so, I wanted to write a piece of music based upon K411. I'll put some links to K411. It's brilliant, wonderful, outstanding, ridiculously good piece. I've become obsessed with this piece by Mozart. So about a month ago, I started this piano arrangement, straight up, just transcription, what you could do with the wind quintet, and then make it into a piano piece. And then I had an accident. Well, I don't want to call it an accident. I'll call it a moment of vision. What happened was I played a chord, and you know what? One of the chords I kind of liked just slightly differently. It's actually here in the beginning of the piece. The moment was right about here. It's in bar 6 for those of you looking on, maybe with a score of this, and maybe I'll post a link to a score of it as well. It was a dominant 7th chord in B-flat major, F, A, C, and E flat. And he repeats it 3 times. And the middle time, the second time, I kind of liked it a little bit better as a rootless dominant 9th. I put a G flat in there, so it went F, G flat, F. Well, that was the beginning. I had to balance my will of wanting to change things with, of course, my wanting to just make a straight arrangements of the Mozart and respecting the original manuscript. So what happened was this. I started changing more things. Now, I kept an original version, just a straight up transcription. I put it up there. It's on IMSLP now. I'll put a link to that as well. But then I kind of started to play this over and over on piano. I just kept on, my pencil just kept on adding and adding and adding things. And now it's a month later, and it's become a Frankenstein's monster type of piece. It's just overwhelmingly become an obsession where I keep on adding, changing things, and it's somewhere, it's like one of those pictures where, you know, you fuse a person's face with someone else's face, and you can't quite tell whose face it is. I've kind of fused myself with Mozart. That would be a wonderful thing, somehow fuse yourself with Mozart. I've also added a tremendous amount, not a tremendous amount, I've added maybe about 5 or 6 bars to the piece internally. Well, actually, it's more than 5 or 6 bars. Well, whatever. And also I have some repeats where there's different things I wanted to do than the first time I wanted to go through it. So Mozart's original little 6-minute piece that I don't know, he wrote probably in a couple of days or less, knowing him, for K411, which has been revised as K484A, I believe, and I think it was K440 at some point. But anyway, during that period of his life, it sort of is a 6-minute piece, and now in my version, it's about 10 or 11 minutes with repeats and changes and extraneous voices. And you know, there's a composer named Leopold Godowsky, who, a Polish composer who came to America, died in the late 1930s, and he used to do these virtuoso arrangements of Schubert and Chopin. Chopin is what he's most well known for, doing arrangements of Chopin, where he'd play like 2 pieces at the same time but make a way to work. So anyway, I looked up about him, and it turned out his birthday was in 1870 in mid-February, about 150 years to the day when I started this new Mozart project. So I kind of dedicated it to Leopold Godowsky. And now I've switched it. I think the Mozart is finally done. Next time I get to my office and play it on piano, I'll figure out whether or not I'm done with it. It probably is one of these things that'll never be done. But I've moved on. I'm now working on a piece by Buxtehude, which I might also post a link about. in the comments below. One thing that I think everyone should know is that for the last 20 years, I've also used a Hello Kitty mouse pad. I didn't find this in the street or somehow discarded. I love Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is from my childhood. When I was in first grade in Queens, New York, everyone was getting into Hello Kitty. I think Hello Kitty started in like 1973, or maybe even 71. I can't remember because that was when I was born. And so when I was in first grade, everyone had Hello Kitty everything. So I decided when I would buy a mouse pad, it's now old and grungy, but I just can't let her go. Hello Kitty.
It's the Justin Rubin